Hi, this is Justine from Two Lucky Cats, and today I'm going to show you how to make a gift envelope. I know today people like to give gift cards, or you may want to go to Groupon and print out buy a deal for someone, or maybe you just want to give someone cash. So if you make one of these gift envelopes, you can personalize your gift. Now I made these envelopes 9 inches long and 6 inches wide, but you can really create any size that you want depending on what your needs are. So let's get started and make an envelope. The first step is to cut out your paper. I've used a heavier weight handmade paper here. You should use either a medium weight or a heavy weight paper. You can also use a piece of watercolor paper. You can either use its natural color, or you can put a wash of watercolor on it. So the dimensions that I used was 9 inches long, and then I made it 6 inches wide. So I have to make my paper, I made it twice the 6, which was 12, and then for the flap I divided the 6 in half and got 3. So I needed a paper that was 6, 12, 15 inches long. For example, if you want to do one that's 4 inches wide, you do 4, double it 8, and then half of that is 2, so it'd be 10 inches long. So anyway, cut your paper to size, and then you want to fold it. So since my paper is going to be 6 inches, or my envelope is going to be 6 inches wide, I got my trusty quoting ruler, and I lined it up here. Oops, it's 6. I want to get it right. And then I just folded it over like this, so I can have an accurate fold. And then just make sure it was lined up. And I just took my fingernail and folded it. You can also use a bone folder, or even use this to make the fold. And then I just folded this down here at the top of the page, and then you have your envelope ready to go. Now you can do this step at the end, but I did mine stenciled. The design on the front of the envelope is the next step. So you just want to kind of center your stencil in the middle of your envelope here, and I'm using the flower stencil. So I'm going to just take a little bit of the paint, and I'm going to do the leaves first here. See here if I got it all. Alright, and oops, let me lift this up. Alright, and then I'm going to do the other leaf. And I'm just going to line this up over what I already did. And I'll do the other leaf. Get just a little bit more paint here. Oop, there we go. I have to make sure this is... And I'm just going to wipe off my brush before I do the flower. Alright. Alright, let me hold this down. And then I'll just do the flower. And I'm going to give it a little color here in the center. Okay, let me put this down. And I'm going to lift it up. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, now what I've used for a closure for the envelope is some of these Velcro dots. and you can find them in any stationery store, and they have adhesive on the back. So what I did was find the center here, which in this case is 9, so it'll be in about 4.5, and I put the dot down. Then I took the other dot and put it on top of it. Oops. And then I just put it down like this, so that'll hold your envelope closed. Now, to make the stitches on the side, I just took my ruler and I put it on top like this. And I did it about 1/4 of an inch in. And then what I'm going to do is every 1/4 inch I'm going to make a dot with my pencil. Now let me just add, when you do think about how the length of the envelope, add about 2 inches on to account for the stitching that you're going to make here on the side. So every 1/4 inch, we're just going to take the pencil and make a dot. And in the interest of time, I'm not going to do that all the way up on both sides. The other thing is, if you would like to create stitching like this, where I did it all the way up the side and then down here and down the other side, just continue the dots all the way up here and then do it across and then do it down again. So when you stitch it, you'll just be stitching. Instead of stopping here, you just continue up here, over, and then down the other side. Now, the next thing that you have to do is make the holes. And if you have one of these little hole punches, which I think is about 1/8 of an inch here, it's a tiny little hole punch. This is really perfect and easy way to make the holes. So you just, line it up and punch the holes like that. So we just go up here and make a few holes. Alright, so you just punch the holes all the way up and around and down the other side. But if you don't have a little hole punch like this, what you can do to make the holes is what I did for some of them. I just took a pin and made a starter hole. And then, and it's really important to do this. Then I took a larger needle like this, and then I went through it to make a big enough hole to get the actual needle through that you're using to sew. So you can use a variety of different things to make the holes. Whatever you have. If you have an ice pick or something, you could do that to make the holes. But if you do have one of these hole punches, it makes life a whole lot easier. Now, the thread that I've used here, I hand dyed my thread, but I used a thicker cotton crochet thread, and you can buy this in a craft store, and it does come in different colors. You don't have to hand dye it like I did. You're going to have to get a needle that has a bigger hole in it, and this is a tapestry needle. So I just threaded it, and I made a knot at the end to keep it from coming through, just like your hand stitching. And I just cut off any loop, and then I just started on the back, put it through there, and I just use the overcast stitch, which just does go through the hole and out, and there we are, go through the hole, out, over, go through the hole, so on and so forth. And that's all there is to it. And then I just, if I was stopping here, when I got to the last hole, I did this. I just went through and then I knotted it and did that maybe twice on the back of it. I did this side, and then you just come back and do the other side. That's all there is then. You're done with your envelope. And I really think they look special, and somebody would really be pleased to get such a personalized gift. I hope you enjoyed this project. I have a lot more that I'm working on, so come back and see us soon at Two Lucky Cats.